to 6460, episode 4. I hope that you've been enjoying thus far, and I'm going to try and run through my 6 for 60 fairly quickly. I don't want to hold you too long. So, the theme for this week is the expansive universe. So, one of my little pet peeves for science fiction shows is when they are not true to their own universe. Not to say that there aren't discrepancies here or there, but overall, where they're not consistent in there. I don't want to use the word canon, but where they're just not consistent in the universe that they have created. And I think it is amazingly impressive that Star Trek has made it 60 years, and for the most part, they are very good at staying within their wonderful universe and their very expansive universe. So, the first thing that I love about the expansive universe of Star Trek are the live action shows. So everybody knows them: TOS, TNG, DS9, Voyager, Enterprise, Discovery, Picard, Strange New Worlds. Now we've got Star Trek, Starfleet Academy. And if I say it enough, maybe the universe will make it happen. Captain Worf, Captain Worf, Captain Worf. Michael Dorn deserves it. He's an amazing actor. His character Worf is iconic in the Star Trek universe across multiple entities. So, Captain Worf. That's all I have to say. Now, if I had to pick a favorite episode, I don't think I could really. There's so many from all of the live action shows. TOS, of course, is always in my heart because it's the start. It's the creator, and I would really have to go maybe with Trouble with the Tribbles, but they're just too many to all of them, except for the Empath. And then for DS9, which is my second favorite, Star Trek, it's the Pale Moonlight, CJR 57. I think I left a number out of that. But really, all of DS9, just loved. It's just too much to really truly try and pick a single episode out of that. But I know the universe enjoys in the Pale Moonlight. But all of it is amazing. So, the second thing that I love about the expansive universe of Star Trek are the movies. So I believe there are 14 of them. The first 6 are TOS themed, of course, so they're my top 6. But out of those, it's The Wrath of Khan and Undiscovered Country. I don't think Undiscovered Country actually gets enough love, but that was just an amazing movie. I love the Klingons in that. Of course, I love the message in that movie. And Wrath of Khan, Ricardo Montalban was, of course, outstanding, amazing storyline, amazing acting, which is why I don't think that the JJ verse should have tried to recreate it. But that's just me. But the scene at the end when Spock is dying and Kirk is there with him. If you are a Doctor Who fan, that is a fixed point in time for me. So I remember being a small child in the theater with my dad, my sister, and when Spock is dying, I am heaving. I am just shaking. I'm crying so hard so that the people sitting behind me are patting me on the back and rubbing my back. And there were some ladies in front of me. They're digging in their purses and they're handing me tissue. And when the movie was over, people stopped to hug me. And everybody was crying. The whole theater. There wasn't a dry eye in the theater. But, people really connected with the characters. And that scene was just absolutely gut-wrenching. And beautiful. Just so extremely well done. So 14 movies. Really wasn't a big fan of the TNG movies either. I've probably seen those once, maybe twice. And the JJ verse movies. are the same. But again, please let me know if you feel like I'm really missing something in those TNG movies or in those JJ Verse movies. Let me know in the comments, and we'll see. Maybe you'll change my mind and sway me to revisit those. The third are the animated shows. So right now they're only the four: the original animated series, Lower Decks, and Prodigy. So, oh, I'm sorry, and Star Trek Scouts will actually be coming out on YouTube. It's actually aimed at preschoolers. So that's really cool. I know that a lot of people do not enjoy any of the animated Star Trek, and that's, okay, but I love it. When they're young people that I'm kind of close to in my family, I gift them the animated series, because it's just one set because it wasn't on long, to help sway them to the side of the Federation. And I really appreciated Prodigy, because even though, Prodigy really was not a kid show per se, but it embodies Star Trek. It's an easy way to introduce it to kids or to people who might prefer animation over some of the live action stuff, especially the older, the TOS and the TNG type of Trek. But the stories were absolute quality. But all the animated, I loved Lower Decks. Lower Decks is hysterical. And if you're a fan of TOS, maybe, possibly, I know all of my TOS friends said things like, man, it would be great if we had a show to show the follow up, the visits after, Kirk has kind of run through and done his thing, we would love to see a show that focused on the follow up. What the heck happened afterwards? I really appreciate Lower Decks for everything it was. Again, still good quality Star Trek stories, good themes, good lessons, and it was funny as heck, and definitely had all of the wonderful kind of throwback jokes and all to folks who really loved TOS and TNG and DS9 and Voyager. So if you were not originally a fan, maybe you didn't give it a chance, I would encourage you to give Lower Decks a view. It's a really great, was a really great show. Unfortunately, it was canceled. So the fourth item for this week, 6 for 60, comic books, fanfic, and books. Okay, can I give you a list of those, because there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands. So unfortunately, I really didn't get into the comic books. I might have two that I got free with purchase when I bought something else, science fiction related. The same with the fanfic. But if you have some fanfic that you're really gung-ho about, drop it in the comments. Please share so that other people might be interested in it. Maybe it's something that I would be interested in. I'm actually a little sad to admit that I didn't really know about Star Trek books until the 40th anniversary. My sister and I were at a convention to celebrate the 40th in Rosemont, Illinois, and we're standing in line just chit-chatting, with some fellow Trekkies. And they said, well, what's your favorite book? And we're like, books? We don't read the books. What books? And they introduced us to the Captain Table series. And from there, I was absolutely in love. So my favorite Star Trek author is Dayton Ward. And I'll leave his publishing page in the comments. He's written so many wonderful series, just absolutely amazing, true Trek. And I will, later on, I'm going to do episode, possibly 2, on my favorite series that he has written. just absolutely wonderful. So if you were looking for something new to read, while you're waiting for George R to come out with the books he has promised us, there's some great Star Trek books to read while you wait on other things. Um, Number 5, video games, board games, and card games. Again, hundreds of options. I don't really play video games. I have tried the AVR Star Trek game that my husband bought for me, and it was fun for a moment, but it's not anything that would hold my attention. It was very fun doing the TOS version because the buttons don't really mean anything, so that was awesome. But it was really fun just being in the bridge, on the bridge. In that scenario, TNG, the buttons actually had a little meaning to them. But again, if that's your thing, there is VR, TNG. I think I played Trexels on my mobile phone for a little bit. That was also fun. So again, if there is some any part of your life, there is a way to work Star Trek into it. I mean, heck, I've had spades parties, well, not big parties, but spades games with my Star Trek playing cards. So there is a way to work Star Trek into every aspect of your life. And I did have to do a little research for this, so I've included a link that will show you a list of all of the video games and all of that related to Star Trek, in case there's something that might pique your interest. And my six for 60 today is music. Now, I don't have a number, I don't have a count for how much Star Trek related music is out there in the world. And you might be like me. When I first started thinking about Star Trek music, the first thing I thought about was William Shatner and his recordings, or maybe even Leonard Nimoy singing Bilbo Baggins. But there are actually Trek theme bands. And my favorite, even though I think they actually disbanded in 2024, but my favorite is Warp 11. And my favorite song is Beam Me Up to Heaven. Captain Kirk and Jesus Christ, they both made the ultimate sacrifice to save our souls and save our race. One on the cross and one in outer space. Okay, so I hope you're still here after that questionable singing. But lots of their songs are not kid friendly, absolutely not kid friendly. So it's for adult ears. When you have your little Romulan ale relaxing in the evening, play it for the adults. And while I was doing some of my research, I found a young lady who actually sings popular modern day pop songs in Klingon. So I thought that was also very interesting, how people choose to express their love for Star Trek through music. And then, of course, there are folk bands and all who usually perform at conventions and everything. But there's just so much Star Trek to love. And there's so much to talk about this year. I am so excited. Oh, I didn't even touch on, unfortunately, things like Star Trek Continues, or the jewelry. I actually have some Star Trek jewelry, or the wines. I've had some of the Star Trek wines as well. Collector's plates, china, dishware, crafts, and websites like trekcore.com. And the annual cruises. Oh my goodness. I I am so excited to have you along on this journey with me. So let me know if I surprised you with something new that you didn't know about all of the expansive universe of Star Trek. And let me know if there's something in, or put in the comments, if there's some theme or trend of Star Trek that I missed. I would love to hear about that. I would especially love to hear from anyone who has been on a Star Trek cruise. I have not managed to get on one yet, but I will one day, hopefully. Um, and I am always excited to find some new Star Trek nook and cranny. So, again, let me know if it's something that I have missed that brings you Star Trek joy. Again, thank you for joining me this week. And I want to say it again, live long and prosper, dear friends. I hope to see you next week.